payment at
Live on the Book of Faces.
Solar systems, and is
Good
proud
morning,
to be a platinum
Facebook
installer for
folks.
Solar World, the country's top-selling manufacturer of American-made solar panels. Call 800-507-1148
So I will share
today
it on my
for a free
page.
estimate and to take advantage of current tax credits, grants, and rebates, which can save you even more. Green Solar Technologies guides you through every step, including financing options, which will allow you to enjoy all the benefits of solar power for zero down, zero payments, and zero interest for the first year. Stop paying high energy bills and start saving money today by calling Green Solar Technologies at 800-507-1148. That's 800-507-1148. 800
Got a headset around my neck and a
1148.
headset on my head. And
Writing a Christian book, you're doing
Running
an
amok with
amazing
headsets.
thing, getting it all down on paper. But once you've got the manuscript, then
All right,
what?
morning, Valley.
Well, you can spend a year or more trying to find a publisher, or you can cut right to the chase. Make your book real with Zulon Press. Finding a publisher is time-consuming and uncertain. With Zulon Press, things are quick and definite. They specialize in one thing, helping Christian authors put their books in print. Zulon Press
much
will
time do I
publish
have?
your book. Zulon Press
Is there
gets
one
it
more
into
commercial after
bookstores.
this?
Your book
No,
is on
this is the
Amazon.
last
Is
one.
it?
Work with
You got
Zulon
20
Press, and there's
seconds.
no question, you are a published author.
20?
If you're writing a Christian book, get your free
20.
publishing guide from Zulon
now we got
Press.
15.
Just log on to ChristianPublishing.com. That's ChristianPublishing.com. Zulon Press. Book publishing by Christians for Christians.
All right,
Get
I'm
your
back.
free publishing guide at ChristianPublishing.com.
The show's over.
Whatever.
Zulon Press is a division of Salem Communications.
such a kidder.
The same people who bring you this nifty radio
This
station.
The
nifty
following
radio
program
station.
does not necessarily represent the views or opinions of the staff, management, or ownership of this station.
It's time to get on the right path with Right Path Real Estate Radio with Tom Perry.
Is your
Get
volume
the
in your
answer to
headset
your
okay? You
question
want it
that's
louder,
keeping you
softer,
from
what?
taking
No, I hear
action
just
and
fine.
succeeding today. Get ready. The guide that will put your fears behind you is on the air now. Taking calls at 713-785-1817.
All right, fellas, stand by.
Toll free
Hot mics in
877-881-0271. Now here's
3,
your host,
2,
Tom Perry.
1.
Hey, welcome to the show. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817, 713-785-1817. I was told by Robert yesterday I have a voice made for radio. That was, I guess, a compliment. Normally people tell me I have a face made for radio. But
you never see anyone's faces on the radio. So a
unless
voice.
Although lately I go to networking events, like at the Jet event last Wednesday, and a guy walked up to me and he goes, "Oh man, I watch your radio show all the time."
That's pretty funny.
And I'm like, "Okay, cool. Thanks for watching." So welcome to the show. This is Right Path Real Estate Radio, where we tell the truth about real estate investing, whether you're wholesaling, buy and hold, buy, fix, and flip. That other voice you hear, I'm joined live in the studio by Jerry Ta. He's with Property Care. Welcome to the show, Jerry.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, so Jerry is our property management company of choice. You know, we talk a lot. In fact, I spoke yesterday. The show was about buy, fix, and flip versus wholesaling versus buy and hold. And we talked a little bit about the stock market versus real estate investing, things like that. We covered a lot of topics. Oh, man, I probably need to turn my – yeah, that's weird. Jason, you're calling me during the radio show. That's a mistake. He's in Florida right now, and he's calling me. So
He's on the same time zone too, so he should
I
know.
Well, actually, yeah, I guess he is. He's
I just came back from where he was at.
Oh, is that right? Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, I'll have to send that to voicemail so that he can call into the 713-785-1817 if he wants to join us on the show. So yesterday I was talking about that when you're talking about cap rates on single-family properties, that single-family properties really aren't passive as an investment. Everybody says, well, if you're flipping houses, you've got a job. If you're doing, a buy and hold investing, that it's completely passive. And I say that is hogwash.
Not true at all.
Unless you outsource property management. And that I've really found that there's only probably private money lending is the most passive, as long as you can kind of set your money and forget it. If you're putting it in longer term,
Right, but
financing buy and hold.
I would say deploying that money takes some effort too at the same
Correct.
time.
That's exactly right, especially if you're doing it on flips. And that's one of the things that I find with people that want to they're retired, they've saved up $1 million or maybe more than that, they want to deploy it. Man, they're in and out of maybe 20, 25 deals a year. That's and they have to look at probably 50 or 75 deals to deploy on that 20 or 25. because they're not going to say yes to every one of them, right? And then it's a constant in and out of the deal, those kind of things. But if you're doing buy and hold and you're outsourcing property management, then how passive is it at that point?
It's definitely more passive. I mean, it's as passive as you want it to be. We have certain owners that still want to be in the details and the weeds, and some that just want to completely hand it off and let us take care of it. So I don't think there's a true passive investment in general. Like, I mean, for example, right? If you buy a stock,
right,
and never look at it again,
correct,
that company may not exist anymore.
That's right.
So
ask you how you know, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you bought a stock in some of the oil and gas companies,
right,
they could be gone already. And if you thought, I'm just gonna buy the stock and leave it there, you may have nothing at this point.
I think the only truly passive investment would be if you bought a government-backed, federal bond. That would be passive because the federal government, since it prints its own
something
money,
held to maturity,
right? Or if you're going to buy a CD, for example, a certificate of deposit from a bank, and you get a 0.5% or less, you could probably set that and forget it.
And I try to frame up what we do. If you want to call it something else, right? So you can call it property care or property management company. If you buy into a mutual fund or whatever, there's another person that's managing the equities that you're holding. They're called an asset manager or an investment manager. If you want to make us sound a little bit more important, you can call us an asset manager or an investment manager at the same time rather than a property manager.
So, yeah, that makes sense because you are managing that's an expensive asset. I mean, if you handed over $1 million to an asset manager at Smith Barney or whoever, I don't know, Smith Barney still around?
They are.
Okay,
they are.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So any of the big brokerage firms, if you hand over $1 million to those guys, you want somebody actively managing. Although that's maybe a lot of money to you. That's relatively small account for a lot of the brokerage houses, right? Hand over $1 million worth of assets to you, it makes more sense to look at you as an asset manager, that you're wanting to make sure that asset's not depreciating, but that you're taking the tax advantages of depreciating it, that you're maintaining the upkeep, the tenants. I mean, there's a lot goes into managing that asset. So what are some of the things that y'all do in terms of systems and processes? Because we're all about systems and processes here. So,
I mean, just the easiest one is just rent collection. I think a term that's been used to be thrown around was mailbox money. Like, I don't think that's a good way of collecting rent. We have systems where we can collect rent via cash. They can go to a store. They don't bring us cash to our office or anything, but they can go to Ace Cash Express and pay with cash. We collect 90% of our rent online via ACH or credit card.
So they'll go to Ace Cash Express. You have an arrangement with them, and they wire the money by paying cash there. Or does it get wired?
Yeah, they get their own specific token number where they can just hand it to Ace Cash Express and pay cash there. We don't try to collect any kind of dirty money or anything from tenants, but we don't. However they get their money, that's fine with them.
Mechanics, their hands are dirty. They get their money dirty. You
that's true.
Never know what happens. I mean, the good, hard-working blue-collar folks, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They make good tenants. As long as they don't change the oil inside your living room on the carpet, right?
Right.
Why would you have carpet in the living room anyway?
We're done with carpet for the most part.
I mean, I think how many houses do you think you've walked in your career of being an investor and being an asset manager and all of that? How many houses do you think you've walked?
I would say probably over 400 at this point. Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of houses.
I think I'm over 4,000.
That's a lot.
There's probably not much I haven't seen right now. I mean, I remember the tenant that moved out, and he used to change his Harley Davidson transmission fluid in the living room. You could see the stains from that.
Really?
Yeah, it was nice.
He would actually roll his Harley Davidson into the house.
Yeah, of course.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it would fit too.
Yeah,
you just push the pegs up. It wasn't one of those little like really wide. It was more like a mini chopper, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah, you see all kinds of things walking houses. I think my worst. I don't think there's anything worse than a flea infested house in my experience.
How did you know? I'm dealing with fleas in my place right now. I woke up. I killed 4 fleas this morning in my house. In fact, the exterminators are coming tomorrow. At between 1 and 3, I've got to be there to treat the fleas.
And the one thing that I've learned on fleas is that, a tenant moves out immediately and they have a dog.
Yeah.
There may not be fleas if you walk it the very next day.
Yeah.
Walk it a week later.
Right. There's fleas.
The whole house is infested with fleas. So, always be careful if you have a tenant with a dog to not walk it just day one, but a week after and see what we got after that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this morning I woke up, I've got like 8 bites on me. I'm like, my leg is itching.
Do you have dogs?
I don't have dogs or cats.
Wow.
I've got fish, so I can tell you the story. Walk in a house, and I got fleas on my jeans, and I thought I sprayed them and got them all, and then I came back home, and then it's just, the infestation's gotten bigger, and I've bombed, I've treated, but there's a cycle, and I've learned the cycle now. So they're coming on Wednesday, and then they come back 2 weeks later, and you've got a vacuum in between and all that. We're following that protocol this time. I've done it all the wrong ways up to now, apparently.
Yeah.
I've bombed it like 6 times over the last
Are you buying just like the normal retail store bombing?
Yeah.
I don't think that ever works.
Is that right?
I feel like they multiply after you bomb the house or something. Like once I have fleas, I don't even waste time with any normal Target or Walmart type stuff. We just go straight to the exterminator because if you don't catch it quick, they just multiply.
Yeah, they do. And apparently I didn't catch it quick because they're multiplying. In fact, woke up about 4 o'clock this morning, realized that they're actually in the blanket of my, and I saw one on the surface. I'm like, I went to grab it, and it buried in the plush of the blanket. I'm like, this is going into hot water.
Yeah.
And it took it right in the washing machine. So this is great radio, right? Talking about fleas. But it happens. Hey, so you're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817, 713-785-1817. We're a call-in show. People are watching us on the Book of Faces. Jerry, how do we get a hold of you at Property Care?
You can give us a call at 713-489-7653 or send us an email at info@propertycarehouston.com.
And people are following us on the Book of Faces. They go to Facebook.com. They like us on our Right Path Real Estate page, and then they see us when we go live, so they can watch a radio show there. I know we have listeners that watch us in San Francisco and in Seattle and Denver, Kansas City. So we've got people are watching us nationwide now. Ginger, hey, it's Tom Tuesday. That's right. And Jose, good morning, Jose. Andy, what's up? Valley, going on? So say hello and give us a call or write in a question if you're too afraid to call. So see you on the other side of the break. Let me see what Jason.
Mike's off.
See if I can call him.
Investor loans offering up to 100% financing are still available. You just have to know where to look. Look no further than Noble Mortgage. Noble Mortgage is a full-service mortgage company that's been helping investors since 2003. Noble Mortgage offers up to 100% financing to investors that covers purchase, repairs, and closing costs. In addition to private money, Noble Mortgage offers conventional loans, FHA, and even no-income documentation loans for both residential and commercial properties. Call and ask about our 5-point guarantee, which includes free pre-qualifications within 2 business days. Call 713-680-8100 or visit noblemoney.com. That's noblemoney.com. Our team has over 50 years experience in the mortgage industry. Call us today, 713-680-8100, or visit us on the web, noblemoney.com, noblemoney.com.
NMLS 292143, 8203 Willow Place Drive, Houston, Texas, 77070.
Did you know that there are over $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S.? Imagine if you could use someone's IRA to fund all of your deals. Well, you can. Quest IRA is based locally here in Houston, Texas. At Quest IRA, we offer retirement accounts that can be used to invest in real estate, promissory notes, private entities, and much more. Many of our clients loan money from their IRAs to fund real estate deals all over the country. We don't sell any investments or give advice. However, we do hold free networking events, weekly educational classes, and free consultations with an IRA specialist. For more information, visit our website at questira.com or call us at 1-855-FUN-IRAs. To tap into the $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S., call Quest IRA at 1-855-FUN-IRAs or go to our website, questira.com.
If you have cracks in your walls, ceilings, or floors, you may have a foundation leveling problem. Do you have doors
2
that
minutes.
stick or just won't open right? Maybe you have gaps in the bricks of your fireplace. You need Green Tree Foundation Leveling, a fast, high-quality foundation leveling company based here in Houston. They know how hot it gets on the Gulf Coast. High summer temperatures, heavy
Hey, Mike.
rainfall,
Morning.
and clay-rich soils are leading causes of foundation
Morning,
cracks.
Janet.
If you have a cracked slab or a shifting foundation, call Green Tree Foundation Leveling at 832-329-1687. How old is your house? Many older homes in our area require foundation repair simply because of our climate and soil conditions. Green Tree Foundation Leveling provides free estimates within 24 hours. They repair concrete slab foundations and pier and beam homes too. The experts at Green Tree Foundation Leveling work fast and offer competitive rates, even a lifetime transferable warranty. Call 832-329-1687 to schedule an appointment with Green Tree Foundation Leveling.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly
All right, 1
general
minute, guys.
contractor for your investment property?
okay?
Then call Fast Track Remodeling at
Yeah.
832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties. Whether it's a flip rehab or a rental rehab, we manage every aspect of a rehab from start to finish with a highly efficient, standardized process.
Over the last 6 years, Fast Track has completed over 700 projects, which has helped us to create our 3 keys to success. Use a detailed scope of work so that everything gets done, train and maintain quality crews so it gets done right, and complete the work in a proper order so it gets done fast.
No more managing it yourself, no more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992. Again, that's 832-742-9992, or
All right,
reach us on
fellas,
the web
stand
at
by.
fasttrackremodeling.com.
This is Business 1110.
All right, guys. Hot mics in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. Daniel, welcome to the show. When you come back, brother, type it in. Let me know. So I'm joined live in the studio with Jerry Ta. Daniel's in Thailand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They're
Which part of Thailand?
I think they're in Phuket.
Phuket.
Is that what it is? Phuket.
I call it Phuket. I don't know what's really right, but it sounds fun.
I don't think we can say it the way I think it's.
Yeah.
That's one of those 7 deadly words on the radio. We can't say that. So, and Denise is saying, I'm trying to get in real estate. Is there any reliable schooling, training that just won't take you for your money?
I think the answer is Right Path Real Estate Radio, all right? Or Right Path Real Estate
so
Radio.
much free content. It's crazy. I mean, when you listen to our radio, I mean, Denise, I mean, what do you want to do? I mean, here's the question. What I'd say is, where are you now in terms of what experience do you have? Because that's one of the questions we ask. And then, where do you want to be a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now? And it matters like what your life experiences are, because some people they have a lot of sales experience. Some people don't have a lot of sales experience. Some people are more like engineer, logical types. Some people have $1 million of net worth to start with. Some people have $10. Some people have great credit. Some people have no credit. So it's like, hey, does anybody teach me how to open up a restaurant? Well, yeah, but I mean, do you have any job? Do you have any money? Do you have any credit? Do you have any restaurant experience? Those kind of things. And then how big a restaurant do you want? You want to? We always talked about Marta. Used to be down the street from where we were over on Point West, and she was in the restaurant business. She borrowed a grocery cart from Fiesta.
Right.
And then she put an Igloo or some other brand of generic cooler in there, and she sold tamales out of an Igloo cooler.
And you guys had some.
I never actually tried them, but I'll tell you, she was in the restaurant business. So
Right.
if somebody says, well, can I get in the restaurant business with no money, no job, no credit? Sure. All you got to do is go borrow a grocery cart from Fiesta and get an Igloo cooler and bake up some tamales, and shabam, you're in the restaurant business.
And saying real estate, it is a really broad. I mean, there's so many different things that you can do.
Right.
In regards to real estate, I mean, you can be a real estate agent.
You could.
If you want, and I
Right.
mean that's being in real estate.
There's a shortage of good ones.
Mhm.
I mean, there's no shortage of real estate agents. There's a shortage of good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say, this statistic's probably wrong, but it sounds about right though. Where I think 99% of real estate agents don't make any money.
That's probably true.
That's probably yeah.
I find it's the same in insurance agents. I was in the insurance business. We had 110 agents in 7 states, and we were growing about 10 agents every week. And it was definitely an 80-20 rule. That 20% of our agents produced 80% of the volume. The other 80% starved.
Right.
And they really, I mean, they knew what was on Oprah every day, or Dr. Phil. I mean,
Right.
So and so if you got a good strong work ethic. So Denise, I think that we provide a really good education. We're not the only guys out there, but I think we are the best. Because I don't know that anybody's bought, fixed, and flipped or wholesaled more houses. Actually, bought, fixed, or flipped more houses than we have in the last 4 years.
And I think the answer to trying to find someone that's not taking you for your money is that are they actually doing it?
Right.
And some of the questions to really find out if they really do it is that how do they fund their deals?
Right.
I mean, if you don't have money, you can't buy any deals. So you can start off with that question, like how do you fund it? How do you get the capital?
Or you can ask what is your budget for marketing on a monthly basis?
Right.
Because what I find is there's some people out there that they're teaching real estate education, but really all they're doing is they're bringing in their students, teaching their students how to market, and they're splitting deals. They've got zero budget for marketing themselves, but they're partnering on deals that the students bring.
Yeah.
And that's not our business model. We've never partnered.
I mean, but to me, at least they're actually doing something.
Correct.
They're actually in the business of, they're partnering on deals, and that's a way to fund a deal.
It is.
But at least they're buying something.
Correct.
There's people, I think, there's understanding, there's gurus out there that probably haven't bought a house in a while or maybe never.
I know somebody here in Houston that teaches single-family buy and hold that probably hadn't bought a single-family buy and hold in 25 years.
Right.
Yeah. At least 20.
So yeah, I mean, to me, those are the questions that you need to ask to see whether or not, if they're legitimate or not.
I know there's a guy in town that travels around the state, and he hadn't. I don't think they've funded some deals, but they've not marketed for their own deals in probably 3 or 4 years.
Right.
Yeah. And they teach some strategies that they teach it as if there's a superabundance of properties using this particular strategy, like a subject to strategy. And the reality is there's not that many zero money out of pocket subject to deals even on a monthly basis. I mean, I don't think there's 5 for the whole market.
And I always hear people like they want to go buy subject to, but you don't really market for subject to, right? You just kind of it just kind of falls into a subject to category purchase, right?
The way we describe it is that it's a specialty tool that in the right situation, they say the right tool for a particular job makes the job easier. You never want to drive a nail with a screwdriver, for example. You need to use a hammer for that.
Right.
But you never want to drive a screw with a hammer, right? I mean, you could do it, but it's not the best fit. You got to use the right tool for the right job. And it is, when the right situation comes along, it's a great strategy to use. But I feel like just like when, a handyman, or if he buys a new tool, suddenly he wants to try and use that tool on no good handyman would try and do that. You don't use a hammer to lay tile, for example. You use a trowel, right? And so you got to have the right tool for the right job, and it needs to be in your toolbox. You need to know how to do it, but just know that don't pull that tool out of the toolbox unless the job requires it.
Right.
And so that's the way we look at it anyway. And so you're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio. Our number is 713-785-1817. So Denise asked, I've been in the restaurant management. Lowell went back to waiting tables because it made me more money. I still love talk to be able to making them happy, but where do I start? Hubbies and roofing. I sold and made good money. Just looking for more. So, yeah, I mean, if he's in the roofing business, he understands. Now, we give a free class, so you can go to our Right Path Real Estate page. Our next class is going to be July 6th. We don't have anything this week, and next week is on a Thursday. It's going to be July 6th. Free to come to.
Right, and what are you talking about in that July 6th?
We're going to talk about the third quarter market predictions.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to have our Swami hats on.
Yeah.
If you remember
I thought your crystal ball was in the shop.
My crystal ball's in the shop. It's. I won't tell you what's going to be happening 6 months or a year from now, but I can tell you what's going to be happening in the next 90 days pretty accurately, because it's what you realize is that the market can swing, relatively rapidly, but it's swinging like a big ship. It's not like a speedboat or a dinghy or something like that can turn on a dime. The marketplace doesn't turn that quickly, so we'll be talking about that.
Okay. There was a recent article. I don't even know where it was at. I guess I think it was a TAR one, where there's been a divergence in the rental markets amongst the different markets in Texas. Correct. Between Houston, San Antonio, Austin, and Dallas. And what they say is that Houston is probably trending not the way that we would like, which is what I've personally seen in the market also.
What you're seeing is that rental prices have been dropping for
either plateauing or going down slightly, versus other markets where they continue to increase. Houston actually has plateaued out or slightly decreased in certain markets.
So what do you think are some reasons for that?
Well, I mean, some of the things they point to is that, just the job market. I mean, the oil prices have been depressed, or there's, it's not, it doesn't even have to be depressed, but if there's uncertainty in the market, then, people are, worried and they like to just kind of stay put.
I think it's partly that. I think there's partly an immigration effect due to the new administration that, immigrants are not coming across the border quite as frequently as they used to. Right. And they have a tendency to bring money with them. Oftentimes, I think we have this view that they're only poor people that are bottom of the barrels, but they're looking for jobs and things like that. And I think that's part of it. But I think the other part is we've had an abundance of properties. Doors, basically rental doors, have been added that I think is a large number to absorb. I mean, almost 50,000 doors in Class A rental properties that competes with single family. And so I think that when you add that many options, it's driving the price of multifamily down, and I think it's going to have an effect on single family as well.
Right, and that's what I struggle with, is that how do all these new multifamilies, how do they get absorbed? Like, I mean, is there like a plan? Like, I mean, other than immigration and stuff, like people moving in, but it blows my mind that how much available units there are about to come online in the market. Yeah. I don't know the answer to that question, but it seems kind of scary though.
There's a ton of capacity, that's for sure. I think the same thing happens when you look at commercial real estate. I mean, we've studied that there's like 14 million square feet of sublease space available right now, which means that the tenant that's on the hook for the lease right now, they're financially strong enough they can't just bankrupt their company and walk away. I mean, like company like Phillips, for example. I mean, they when they split from Conoco, they've leased a lot of space and they're on the hook for a long time, and they're financially strong enough. They're good for the money, but they're paying rent every month and nothing's coming back. And we just subleased our new space. And the building owners aren't feeling the pinch of that yet, but so I see it in commercial, we see it in multifamily. It's having a slight effect. But how much of a discount are you seeing in the marketplace right now? I mean, rents that were $1,400 a month, what are you seeing? Do they need to have to go for $1,000 a month now, or it's not that dramatic?
No, right? it's not that dramatic.
Is it $1,325 now?
Right, it's about $1,325, but at the same time though, home sales prices have continued to gone up. Yeah. So property taxes have continued to gone up. Correct. So you're feeling that squeeze with a depressed rental market and then increasing property taxes at the same time, where so your cash flow is getting pretty low.
And how much have you seen property taxes have gone up?
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
I don't know the exact percentage off the top of my head, but yeah.
And do y'all provide the service of tax protest, or you recommend that to your investors? That
I mean, we always suggest it. I mean, I think everyone's they're aware of it because they get their letter from Harris County Appraisal District and stuff. But we don't provide a service. I mean, we recommend some certain services.
Yeah, we use the service.
Yeah.
And protest on all the properties that we own for buy and hold. So you're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. Let's see. So Ginger says, okay, so that's not really a question. So Stacy says, good morning. So good morning, Stacy, if I didn't say that already. And so he says, Bangkok today. Daniel's in Bangkok today and Phuket tomorrow. And Ginger says, yes, Denise, it is. The group will bring you true knowledge. Anything else is a waste. Oh, Ginger, thanks so much. And so what's the best way to get a hold of you?
You can give us a call at 713-489-7653 or send us an email at info@propertycarehouston.com.
So, Denise, back to you on Facebook. If you're in Houston, then make sure you come to 11451 Katy Freeway next Thursday. We start at 6 o'clock. We'll be talking about the third quarter marketplace. There's a vendor program here. So Jerry's one of our radio show sponsors. So someone from his company, won't necessarily be you, because you go in and out of town from time to time, vacation this time of year and all that. So be July 6th. You'll probably still be out on 4th of July weekend, right?
Well, I am going to take it. I'm going to Vegas for the weekend, but I'll be back for the event. So,
nice. Excellent. Yeah. Okay. So you're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio. We're going to a break. See you on the other side. Hey, good morning, Renus.
Mic's off, guys.
Thanks. You going to Vegas? What's the occasion?
Bachelor party.
Oh, nice.
Are you an active real estate investor?
Who's getting married?
If so, a real estate attorney is a crucial
member
to add to your team. Contact Alert Law at 346.
You know, I was saying, like,
1120.
invited to the bachelor party, but not invited to the wedding.
In real estate and business law with
yeah, apparently the wedding's real small, so I didn't make the list.
We are looking to serve you in your residential and commercial real estate law needs.
It's actually going to be in Thailand, of all places. Yeah, so they're having a really small. Yeah,
we draft and review docs.
I don't know. I thought that was kind of funny that I wasn't invited to that. I'm okay with it. I'm not.
Choose one of our
I don't think I was going to make it
packages to cover
anyways,
your
but
sub-2, wholesale, wraps, or private financing
Daniel, when do you
deals.
get back?
Our business and commercial services include business contracts, entity formations, and business consultations.
Oh,
if you need
he's
a
already answered
reliable,
that, July
dedicated
5th.
firm to
So
serve on your
that's,
team,
next,
contact Alert
Wednesday,
Law
right?
at 346-231-1120.
July 4th is Tuesday.
Yeah.
346
So it's kind of weird. What are y'all doing for 4th of July?
Paid for by
the-
Gerald Ayler,
for your
principal offices in Houston, not board
They get
certified
off.
by the Texas Board of
on the
Legal
4th of July?
Specialization.
Are they off the Monday between the 3rd and the...
Are small
I wasn't
returns
planning on
getting
that.
in the way of your retirement plans? Why settle for mediocre
I've
results?
talked to some other
There's a
people
better
like, yeah,
place
we're
to
off on
invest.
Monday, but not
the
on
experts
Tuesday. I'm
agree.
like, how does that
Single-family
work?
real estate is
Right.
one of the best
I mean,
investments you can
nobody's
make.
gonna be doing
Find
anything
out
on
how
Tuesday.
JB Fund Services
So we're
offers
closed
a
Tuesday, but
9%
open
preferred
Monday.
return.
I mean, a lot of
up to
stores
15%
open on
waterfall.
like retail
Call
and
us
stuff.
today
They
at
all open on
281-915-0906
July 4th.
Right.
Maybe they get
Or
off a
visit
little
our
early,
website,
but
jbfundservices.com.
it's a holiday,
That's
but it's really just
281-915-0906.
for
banks, no title companies, anybody like
Yeah.
that's going to be open.
This
So for real
investment is
estate,
offered to accredited
It's not going
investors.
to make sense to do that.
Virtuoso Graphics is not
I
your
think I'm
ordinary
gonna go down
sign
to
shop.
Galveston.
We are your one-stop
Okay.
shop for all your signage and graphics needs. We're located
Yeah, I just
in
came
the
back
Galleria
from
area and have been in business for
Destin.
over 13
Yeah.
years.
On
From large
Sunday. I
orders
was
to
there
small,
Thursday
we can
through
accommodate
Sunday.
your specific
Nice.
needs.
Have
We
fun.
pride ourselves on
It was pretty
customer
good.
service
You
and
know,
work one-on-one
you know, I
with
travel
customers
with
to
like,
make sure they get a
like
good quality
18-month
product.
old, so
Come view our showroom
it's
to
as
browse
fun
from
as
many
could
samples
be.
and keep you inspired. Want your business to get noticed? Give us a call at 713
It was more relaxing for the
4425
times I
or
could
visit our
get into
website at
relaxing.
virtuoso-graphics.com.
And y'all drove?
No, we flew.
Oh, good. Okay.
You know, they have that. I guess it's not too new anymore, but they have the airport at Panama City Beach.
Okay.
Where I think Southwest flies like twice a day over there.
Nice.
And it's pretty relatively cheap to fly over there.
We understand that
And how far is Panama City to Destin?
Just an hour.
Oh, okay. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, it's not.
Give NextGen a call.
Yeah,
at
Jason and his family, they drove there.
9911 or check
Yeah, we
us
had
out
some
online
family that
at
actually drove there when we met them on Saturday.
Have you ever experienced
They were
the
like,
pain of
we're
trying
not,
to get
probably not
MLS
going to drive
comps
again.
for
It's
your
not a
RV?
bad drive. You
If
start in
you've
the
lost
morning, like
deals
5 in the
waiting
morning.
for
You get there
MLS comps,
by the
you can
afternoon.
understand the frustration. How much would it help you if you no longer had to
the
wait
drive
for a
coming
real
back
estate
that you're
agent to
like,
get you the
oh, man,
info
you're
you
tired
need
from
to
your
close a
vacation,
deal?
and you get back and you
Propelio
gotta
is a
go back to work,
brokerage
and it's like,
website
man, I'm-
that gives you
I need
instant
another vacation
24/7
from my
access
vacation,
to
right?
high equity
Right.
lead lists and comps.
And I
with
couldn't
access to a
imagine
network
driving
of the
with
top real estate agents.
I mean,
Get
the
ahead of everyone
18-month-old.
else.
I mean,
Get a
he could
free
barely
7-day
take
trial
the
today by
the
going
plane
to
ride. The plane
getMLScomps.com
there
now.
is not so bad,
That's
but every time on the way back,
Yeah.
Are you
it's
expecting
not
to
a great
close
experience. It's only a 2-hour
accurately,
flight
on
too.
time,
Right.
and with lots of communication on your home purchase? You've come to the right place.
So you going
I'm
Southwest to
Jennifer
Vegas?
Hernandez,
Yeah.
Senior Loan
Is that Friday,
Officer
Saturday,
with Legacy
Sunday?
Mutual Mortgage.
I just go
Our
Friday,
goal
and then
is
I
to
come
give
back
our
Sunday.
borrowers and
I can't
referral
spend any more
partners
time
an
in Vegas
amazing
than like 2
experience
nights.
during the loan process.
I mean, you
My
can
team believes in putting people
burn
and
quite a
culture
big hole
before
through your wallet.
results.
Yeah.
Our
You stay
company
there long enough.
concentrates
So what do you like to
on
do there?
building those teams who operate
You know,
with structure, process, and
I don't really
recognition
gamble.
for going
Yeah.
the extra mile for
Surprising.
you. This
Yeah.
way, we have the energy to make
Not
this your
surprising?
best
Not surprising.
home
Why is
purchase
that?
ever. Give us a call today
Well,
to
most,
find out the simple steps to
mathematically
get
gifted
started.
people that I
I'm
know,
Jennifer
which I
Hernandez,
put you in that
the
category,
Hernandez
and-
team
and
at
most
Legacy
Asians that I
Mutual
know are not.
Mortgage.
Gamblers?
Jennifer.legacymutual.com.
I would imagine, like, I have friends that ask me, like, I don't find the joy in gambling at all for whatever reason.
We can't wait
Like, I don't
to
gamble
consult
on
with you soon.
football or even play
NMLS
small bets or anything like that on football.
514-497.
And my friends were like, "Why do you watch football then?" I'm like, "I don't know, for the love of the game."
This is Business 1110.
All right, guys, stand by.
But no,
All
I
right,
mean, we go hang out and just hang out with friends and just do whatever comes up.
All right, fellas, stand by. Hot mics in
Can't
5,
interrupt it 'cause
4.
she starts over at 5.
Settle down. All right, 5, 4,
she can't go
3,
from 3,
2,
2.
1. Hot mics, hot mics.
Welcome back, Right Path Real Estate Radio. We're having fun here on the radio show. I'm joined live in the studio. You know, you can have fun in real estate. In fact, if you don't have fun doing whatever business you're doing, then you ought to look for another career. So if you love what you do, then they say it's really not like working, right?
I think you got to have fun, but then you also got to enjoy the grind.
Yeah, right, of course.
Too.
Yeah.
So if you don't enjoy the grind, and it's not going to be fun.
Absolutely.
And any job is and will be a grind in some parts
Absolutely.
of it. Mm-hmm.
Well, because there's up and down cycles. It's not all rainbows and unicorns, right?
Right. I had just speaking on Vegas, like I actually had this a friend that he was a professional card player I mean, it's real fun when you're playing just for fun.
Right,
But when that's like your job,
Right. Yeah. When you got to pay the house note on that.
and
Right.
it becomes a grind.
Right. it
Also,
does.
so
Yeah.
he got out
I
of
have
it.
a friend as well that maybe it's the same friend.
Probably not.
Oh,
but-
okay. Got it. We'll have to talk off air and
Yeah.
share the name because we did a house for a guy that's used to live in Houston and professional card player, and he tried to make it. He's got a very successful family member that's done very, very well in professional card playing,
Mhm.
and he's just you think, hey, if my brother can do it, I can do it too, right?
Mhm.
And he did okay, but he didn't do well enough to survive on it. So now he's a full-time real estate investor.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he was saying that your win percentage,
Yeah.
it still levels out to about 60 to 70%. So you're still losing about 30 to 40% of the time. So you got to calculate that in and continue to grind to be able to,
And that's if you're doing really well. I mean, if you're at the peak of there's so much of the game that's just pure luck
Mhm.
that it just takes a lot of the fun out of it. Whereas, and there's a lot of luck in it. There is some skill involved because pros will beat amateurs more often than not, but an amateur can beat a pro
Right.
because of the luck factor, right?
Mhm.
And you can go into pre-flop with the winning hand and lose, right?
Mhm.
And I actually played in a tournament last night and took second. And
Oh, yeah?
went into the last hand of the game with ace-10. There was down to 3 players. I had
Mhm.
ace-10. Another player had ace-7. Another player had ace-6. Those were the 3 hands for the final showdown. And
Right.
guy with ace-7 hit a pair of 7s.
Wow.
And won it, and I took second. So anyhow,
I didn't think you had time for like card playing games and stuff.
it was an unusual situation last night. Just I had some free time, just coincidentally, and there was a small tournament in town playing, and started out with like 14 players.
I use your. I think the first time on the show, you told me about your method of playing blackjack.
Yeah.
And that has stayed with me this whole time.
That's
Where
okay.
you never want to bust.
Right.
So
Yeah,
you got to
never,
be in
never,
it to
never
win
bust.
it.
Yeah, you gotta you have to. So, well, we can talk about that, or we can talk about real estate. So, does a property manager need to be licensed?
Yes, I'm actually a broker. You have to have a broker to actually at least sponsor your business. So you always have to have a broker on board with what you're doing.
Cool. In fact, that Daniel says that's why he's in Thailand, is that he's there for a wedding.
Okay,
Yeah.
for a wedding, that's cool.
So
I would never go back to Bangkok. I've been
wouldn't?
there. I've been there before.
Don't like Bangkok?
No, not at all. It's actually more humid than Houston, which
That's shocking.
yeah.
How do you get more humid than 100%?
I don't know. I mean I mean it's not 100% all the time, but
You're right. I know we've had a pretty nice summer so far. You realize we're almost through the end of June, and it's really been not so terrible.
Well, it's been raining like I would say pretty often. Every week, I would say not the whole week, but every few days.
Yeah. Well, when Cindy came through, that dumped a lot.
Right.
All right, I digress. So, talking about real estate. So, buy, fix, and flip, buy and hold, wholesaling.
Mhm.
You take care of all the people that want to do buy and hold. You do
Yes.
single family only, not multifamily. Or small multifamily, is that right?
Right. We do small multifamily.
Up to how many doors?
Really, we're just really focused on like the fourplexes and less at
Okay.
this point.
So don't want to say if I got a 16plex, don't call you.
No, don't.
Okay.
We kind of try to move away from that completely, actually, and just really focus on.
Is there a philosophical reason why?
What we found out, and this is for anyone that's interested in buying, I guess, anything more than a fourplex, is that if you buy some of the small multis, they're old.
Yeah.
And when they're old, they have more problems.
Yeah, they do.
So
yeah, some of them were built in the 30s, and I saw this guy that owned the same. He's owned it for probably 40 years now,
Mhm.
and I think it was built in the 20s. And he doesn't have a certificate of occupancy, and he wants top dollar. And it's like I went and met with the guy and talked to him about buying. I'm like, but I don't want to run. I don't want to be a slumlord. I really
Mhm.
just do not want. And he's comfortable. He was an Aggie, and so we had that in common. And he just, he's the handyman that takes care of everything himself. And he's got a little, Hispanic guy that's a helper.
Mhm.
And I'm like, dude, I'm not that guy. He's constantly over there doing different stuff. And I'm like, it's a full-time job for him.
Right.
And he kills it.
Mhm.
But he wants to take all that money that he makes now and just be able to monetize that and get the same kind of money without having to do the work. And I'm
Mhm.
like, no, you don't realize that you're doing all these different jobs. It's like you're not making money as an investor. You're not making that much. He's making about $100,500 a year, something like that. And he
Mhm.
still wants to make $100,500 a year. But I'm like, you're not making $100,500 a year as an investor. You're making $100,500 a year.
Self-employee.
Yeah, you're a self-employed person. You're a handyman, and you're the property manager, and you're doing all these different jobs, and only a small part of that is the investor. I mean, I can replace your investor money, but not all these other things, because I'm going to hire people for all that, and your cash flow is going to drop, way down. My cash flow would drop, so your value goes. Wow. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. So, I mean, buying small multis, it sounds like
there's no such thing as a new 16 unit.
Yeah, there's not,
Right.
And not only that, but usually the sewer lines are old, and when you're dealing with like a clogged sewer line, if you got second level, first level, now you're dealing with two people instead of one.
Yeah.
So now you got to schedule, and it just
And it's not just the scheduling; it's that the first people. There's this sense of entitlement now. It's like because you're coming in and disrupting their life, then you're like, oh, then I should get free rent for the month because you came in here for 4 days, or whatever, right? I mean, it's like this constant battle of what I call street justice, right?
I've never heard that term, but that makes perfect sense to me, though.
This whole mindset that's like, wait, what? What do you? I mean, yeah.
So yeah, I'm not a big fan of small multis just because they're very old and they have generally more issues, more maintenance issues.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to focus on what we're good at, which is single family homes for the most part.
We run into that street justice thing a lot when we're dealing with title issues. That grandpa passed away and then didn't have a will, and he had 3 kids, and those 3 kids were all in their 70s, and 2 of those had passed away, and only one of them surviving, and all of those had kids, and they're like, oh, well, the one uncle that's surviving, I mean, he gets it all. I'm like, wait, that's the way street justice works. That's not the way the law works. I mean, people make up their own rules just to
well, it's ignorance. They just don't know.
Absolutely.
Sometimes if I didn't know, it probably makes sense to me too. That hey, the other 2 are long gone. I mean, it's all mine now, right?
Right.
No.
Yep. But the state has rules. Yeah. They say we're a nation of laws. Somebody said that once or twice.
Only when it's applied.
Yeah. So let's see. So Daniel asked, does a property manager need to be licensed? You said yeah. So you have to be a broker, and you are a broker.
I'm a broker. You have to at least be a real estate agent.
Yeah.
Or then you have to have a broker to sponsor you and stuff. But
now that's not to manage your own properties. That's to manage properties for a fee for somebody else.
Right. Okay? Correct.
So just to be clear, if you want to buy your own house, you want to manage your own house with tenants inside of it, then you can do that. But
everyone's free, willing, and able to do that.
Yeah, but you cannot charge a fee for managing someone else's house unless you have a broker that's sponsored an agent. You have to be at least an agent to do that.
Right.
And then your broker would have to be on board with wanting to. Because not all brokers want to be in the property management business.
No, I would say you'd be lucky to find one.
Yeah, because there's liability there.
Right.
Yeah. So
it's huge.
So what kind of liabilities are you worried about being in the property management business?
Well, anytime when you're dealing with people, that's a liability in itself. Between issues that have been on the property.
Yeah.
Security deposits. Anytime you're handling anybody else's money.
Yeah.
It's a huge liability. I mean, that's where differences come about. Is just money. It's a money issue.
Right.
So
that's why I think it reduces the investor's liability when you offload that to a property management company because y'all take on that. You've got systems, policies, and procedures. You do it every single day. You're not just doing it for one person. If I've got 3 rental properties that I own, it's so easy to just let things slip and fall into doing things from a business standpoint, not professionally or not consistently. You're out of town and you don't have somebody to answer the phone. Those kind of things. When you go out of town, there's still somebody answering the phone. It's not like you're. Yeah, and so and then to be consistent with the lease day in and day out to make sure that all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed, and that you follow all the because it's not like you go, well, this person was really mean on the phone, so I want to hold more of their deposit back. No, you still have to follow. There's rules and regulations on all that.
I mean that just the leases. I mean, properties that we pull over, it blows my mind like how like some of these leases are just wrong, or they got 30-day grace periods for late charges and stuff. It's just like people don't know what to fill in, and so they just kind of make up what they think makes sense at the time. It's like we're just talking about liability, like smoke alarms. You gotta have smoke alarms in every room. There's a specific places that you gotta have smoke alarms.
Correct.
At keyless deadbolts. I mean, I don't think any landlord that manages their own property even knows what a keyless deadbolt is.
Yeah.
and it's required for
Well,
rental
when I had
properties.
Fast Track, I would tell every landlord that we were doing, hey, this is required, but I couldn't force them to do it.
Right.
But it's like, hey, this is required by. Nobody's going to pay attention to that. Or even peepholes for every single exterior door.
Doorbells.
Yeah.
Doorbells and peepholes.
You're supposed to have a peephole even for the door from the house to the garage.
Right.
Yeah. And people are like, wait, what? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all those kind of things. So you're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio. We're talking property management with Jerry Ta. He's owner of Property Care. And what's the best number to reach you guys?
You can call us at 713-489-7653 or send us an email at info@propertycarehouston.com.
And so propertycarehouston.com is your website. Is that right?
Right.
Any blogs of best of stories? We'll talk more about that on the other side of the break.
No, we don't.
You're
Okay.
listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio.
Mike's off, guys.
All right, thanks. That's funny.
Virtuoso Graphics is not your ordinary sign shop. We are your one-stop shop for all your signage and graphics needs. We're located in the Galleria area and have been in business for over 13 years. From large orders to small, we can accommodate your specific needs. We pride ourselves on customer service and work one-on-one with customers to make sure they get a good quality product. Come view our showroom to browse our many samples to get you inspired. Want your business to get noticed? Give us a call at 713-623-4425 or visit our website at virtuoso-graphics.com.
Do you have cracks in your brick, doors that stick, or sheetrock that's coming apart? Then you may have foundation movement. Due to our expansive soils in the Houston area, it's probably not a question of if you have movement, but when. Call Foundation Check for a truly independent, unbiased foundation evaluation. Foundation Check has been in business since 2009 and has completed over 1,400 evaluations. We're not in the business of repairing foundations or selling you unnecessary pier work, but we are in the business of evaluating your foundation. Our product is designed for house flippers, landlords, or even owner-occupied properties. Each of our files is reviewed by a licensed engineer. Remember to check before every repair. Call 346-702-3825. That's 346-702-3825. Or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com. That's foundationcheck.com.
This is one more segment, right?
Great investment
Yes.
property.
It's
Problem
a
is,
short
you don't know
segment.
how
It's like
much
three
it's worth, or more
and a half.
importantly,
How
what to
long
do
is
to
it?
maximize your
It's like
investment
4.5
while mitigating
minutes.
Yeah,
risks.
like what
This
she
is
said.
exactly why we
Yeah.
started
But
Next
she can't
Gen
count from
Appraisal.
5 to 1
Next
without
Gen
being
is a
interrupted.
True that. That's true.
specializing in
She goes
investment
5,
real estate.
4,
We
3, and
understand
if
that
you interrupt her, she has to go
investors
5.
aren't just
She has
looking
to
for a
start
number
over
of
5
what
every
their
time.
property is worth,
Then
but
doesn't that throw the count
comprehensive
off?
analysis of the
It
market.
does. It throws it way
Next
off.
Gen a call.
It's not really 5 seconds when she says it the
Whatever,
first time.
Right.
9911 or check us out online at Next
Nikki, you know we love you.
I know.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company
Hey,
is
are
slow
you
or
guys gonna be
non-responsive,
live?
you could lose a deal.
on
On the 4th of July, probably not.
You need a quick turnaround on
Although
quotes
I'll
or
be in
binders.
town,
The agency
so
for
I
that
could
is
probably
Benchmark
swing
Insurance
in
and Protect.
and do it.
The
So
team
I
at
don't know. I'll
Benchmark
talk to Jason
understands
when he
the
gets back on
investor mindset.
Saturday.
They know
Okay,
what
well,
you need
just
and
let
when you
Susan
need it.
know.
Yeah,
We're here for
I
you.
can probably do it.
Are you a
It's not
rehabber,
that big a deal.
wholesaler, buy and hold, or flipper? Bundling your properties on a single policy will help save time and money. Benchmark has been in business for over 10 years, and we insure over 30,000 properties. Contact Benchmark about our exclusive investor package. Call us and let us show you what we can do for you at 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
So how do you like our
That's
background?
benchmarkbroker.com. That's
I like it. You know what you should do is probably put one of those like
or online at
a really broken down house.
Yeah.
Just something like, hey, this is
Have
what
you
we
ever
fixed.
experienced the pain of trying to get MLS comps for your hot lead?
1 minute.
If you've
That's a
lost
great idea.
deals waiting for MLS
Right?
comps,
Yeah.
you can
Just
understand
change it up.
frustration.
Right.
How
Like
much would
every
it help
show,
if
just
you no
change it
longer
up.
had to wait for a real estate agent to get you the info you need to close a deal.
It's a nice cloud.
Helio is a brokerage website
Yeah.
that gives you
Wells Fargo Plaza.
24/7
My dad was
access
given
to high equity lead
issues
lists
and
and
I started a
comps
tornado
with
like
access
this,
to a network of the
starts
top
spinning
real
it.
estate agents. Get an edge on everyone else. Get a free
You know,
7-day trial today by going to
that's Wells Fargo Plaza right to
now.
it.
That's
To the left, our left.
MLScomps.com.
And there was an article that said that they closed off the observatory on
the 60th floor?
59 or 58, 59. But I went there recently, and it's
Single-family
you can
real
go
estate
up there.
is one of the best investments you
I
can
mean,
make.
there's nothing.
Find out how JB Fund Services.
Yeah, there was an article because they closed the
return and up
Chase
to
one.
13% waterfall.
Yeah,
Call us
supposedly
today,
I didn't try it, but
281-915-0906,
if you Google it, they're like, hey,
or
they
visit
closed the
our
Chase
website,
one.
I've always the
jbfundservices.com.
Heritage
That's
Plaza is that building. That's always been one of my favorite downtown
281-915-0906.
buildings.
This investment
All right, guys,
is offered
stand
to
by.
accredited investors.
Yeah, I used to
Start
work.
off with 5 or
This
just
is
3, 2, 1?
business. 11
I
I'm
used
gonna
to
just say 1. All right, hot mics 1. Here we go. You can talk now.
I was just seeing what you were going to say. Hey, welcome back. We're having fun on the radio. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. We're messing with our producer, Nikki. Just getting her all discombobulated. So
Yeah, and she threw us off because we didn't know when to start.
That's right. She'd have counted down from 5. We'd have been right on time. But I was just waiting for the music. I love that tune. Ding.
That does sound pretty good.
So I'm joined live in the studio with Jerry Ta. He's with Property Care. And
Yes.
there are third-party property management. Y'all do all of our rental properties.
Right.
And we're about ready to have a big announcement in terms of the number of properties we're about ready to go on a major acquisition binge. So that's good. And you'll be doing all of those. So what would you say is the most I'm trying to think of how to ask this. So you know a lot of large investors in town, people that have a lot of single-family houses, right?
Right.
What are some of the bigger single-family investors that you know in terms of number of units they have?
I mean, I know someone that has over 300,
That's
maybe
a
closer
lot.
to 400.
Yeah. What would you say is typical? What's the average number that your typical investor that you work with has?
I would say between 3 and 10.
And over what time period did it take them to accumulate that? Because I'm trying to give a new person like Denise that's listening now, the idea of like, hey, I've got nothing right now.
Mhm.
How long does it typically take a new investor to go from nothing to 3 to 10 rental properties? Is that a year's time? Is that 5 years time?
I would say at least 5 years time.
At least 5 years time.
Yeah.
To get to 10 properties.
To be able to make some of that money back and reinvest that
Yeah.
money. And there's a study recently. There's a prominent investor in Dallas that I guess he created this iceberg report, and he said that the most important goal for an investor is to get away from the 4 to 5 rental property range.
Okay.
And the reason for that is because you get 2 vacancies, it hurts your cash flow, and
Right.
you're just not going to be very happy
So
with your
what's he saying
investments.
the ranges you need to be at?
Just get past 4 and 5 as quickly as you can
'Kay.
to 7 to 10.
Got it.
And then you'll be so much happier because if you get 2 vacancies, 7 to
minutes.
10 doesn't hurt you as much.
Right.
But 50% vacancy will
Well, that's
hurt
one of the
you.
things that we talk about a lot is the price of the property. There's a guy, we've been flying back and forth to Dallas quite a bit, and there's a guy on there, and he's got like a $300,000 rental house, and he rents it for like $1,700 a month. And I said, he goes, what do you think of that? And I go, well, I don't think that's a very good use of capital. I'd rather have, 3 $100,000 houses that rent for like $1,300 a month. That I'm bringing in $3,900, which is way more cash flow. But not only that, if that one $300,000 house is vacant, I've got 100% vacancy in
Right.
terms of my rental pool. But again, it's only 3; it's not 4 or 5. And the more you have, the smaller a percentage. But if I have one vacancy, I've only got a third of my properties vacant, right? Which is
1 minute.
still not a good number, but it's a whole lot better. So if you want to learn about any of these kind of things, if you want to talk to Jerry Ta or one of his people here, you'll be here next Thursday after
Right.
your trip to Vegas. When what happens in Vegas, I
Yeah.
won't even ask you because we all
Yeah.
know it stays in Vegas.
I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, right. So you'll come on Thursday. So come to 11451 Katy Freeway. Starts at 6 o'clock. You want to register? Go to Right Path Real Estate website and register there. You get free drink tickets if you register there. You just gonna have to go thirsty if
Okay.
you
30
if you don't
seconds.
register. So what's the best number and address to get a hold of you?
You can give us a call at 713-489-7653 or send us an email at info@propertycarehouston.com.
20
great.
seconds.
Okay, so make sure that you go to rightpathrealestate.com, or you can click on the link that Valley has posted on this particular Facebook page. So
10
it's Right Path
seconds.
Real Estate, and then we'll see you at the event on Thursday, July 6th. See you tomorrow, guys.
All right, fellas, have a good day.
All right, thanks. You too.
You're welcome.
See you,
Bye.
bye.